Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of MLB Pro Happy Hour. I am your anonymous GM, and I am here to bring you your 2020 American League All-Star roster. It's time to see who will be taking on the National League on Tuesday from Dodger Stadium. Without further ado, here are your 2020 American League All-Stars. We begin behind the plate with Chris Betts of the Cleveland Indians. Betts is hitting .327. He leads American League catchers in on-base percentage. He's second among American League catchers in slugging percentage. He's tied for the lead in RBIs. He feasts on the road, hitting .372. A staple in the middle of the Cleveland Indians lineup this year and for the future. A young catcher destined to appear in many All-Star games moving forward. At first base, we have Jose Abreu. The sensational sophomore season for the New York Yankee, Abreu already has 30 homers and 72 RBIs. He's hitting for power while also hitting for average with a .311 batting average. He's a force in the middle of the Yankee order. In the month of June, Abreu hit .358 with an OPS of .1234 and 13 homers. When he's ahead in the count, he's lethal, hitting .431. Opposing pitchers do not like seeing Jose Abreu in the batter's box. The next All-Star, we have Arturo Moreno of the Texas Rangers. A career year for Moreno. He already has 19 homers and 66 RBIs, on pace to set career highs in both of those. His batting average is .303. He's never finished a season above .300 before. His on-base percentage and slugging percentages, those are career highs too. He leads American League second baseman in home runs, RBIs, slugging, hits, runs, and WAR. A key reason that the Texas Rangers have recently made a surge for the race for the second wild card spot in the American League. At shortstop, it's the young Dave Allen of the Boston Red Sox. The young Boston star is making his first All-Star game appearance. He's building on an impressive 2019 rookie season with an even better second season. He leads American League shortstops with 18 homers and 69 runs scored. He's the American League leader at shortstop in both on-base percentage and slugging percentage. Rounding out the infield in the American League, Anthony Rendon of the Tampa Bay Rays, perhaps the surprise of the year. After struggling in Detroit last season, he's awoken here in Tampa Bay. 20 homers and 66 RBIs each lead American League third baseman. He also leads the position in WAR, hits, and total bases. He's rumored to be on the trade block, and that would be a big blow for Tampa Bay Ray fans who basically packed that stadium just to see Anthony Rendon. In the outfield this year for the American League, we begin with Mark Baker of the Seattle Mariners. The former Rookie of the Year is making his second All-Star game appearance. His talent can be seen everywhere. He has 22 homers, 64 RBIs on the year. He's hitting for average, he's hitting for power, he's running extremely well, having stolen 16 of 17 bases successfully. He's doing all of this while also playing Gold Glove caliber defense in the outfield for the Mariners. A strong reason why Seattle has the best record in all of the American League. The next American League outfielder, we head to Houston for Jose Gonzalez. After being acquired from Milwaukee in May of 2019, Gonzalez hit 26 homers, hit .314 with an OPS of .956 in 113 games with the Astros last season. Well, through 91 games this season, he already has 23 homers. He already has 49 RBIs. His batting average is basically identical at .312. His OPS is .943. In other words, his great play last season, it's back this season. He's one of the best outfielders in all of baseball. He's also a dynamic threat on the base paths, having already stolen 24 bases. He could top the 40 he stole in 2017. A staple for the Houston Astros. Rounding out the outfield, we have Giancarlo Stanton of the Toronto Blue Jays, the MLB Pro leader with 86 RBIs and 74 runs scored. He's a single point shy of posting an OPS of 1,000. He's second in all of baseball with 33 homers, and he's consistent. He hits .297 at home. He hits .297 on the road. He has 16 homers at home. He has 17 homers on the road. A strong candidate for American League MVP this season Giancarlo Stanton. At designated hitter for the American League, I think everyone saw this coming. It's Erinori Arai of the New York Yankees, MLB Pro's premier power hitter, an MLB Pro best 35 home runs. He's on pace for 61 homers, which would best Zhulang Wang's 58 in 2014. What would his career have looked like had Arai never left the Yankees in 2017? A scary thought for both Yankee fans and American League East pitchers who now have to deal with Arai for the long foreseeable future. On the mound in the American League, we begin with the American League leader in ERA, Rod Swift. Swift has an 11-2 record. His 11 wins are tied for the American League lead. The Indians have won 7 of his last 8 starts, and let's not forget Rod Swift threw a perfect game last month against the Boston Red Sox. Joining Swift on the American League pitching staff, it's his teammate Steven Strasburg. American League best 140 strikeouts to go along with a 9-1 record. Strasburg has struck out 10 or more in 6 starts, including 3 of his last 4. Next up, reigning American League Cy Young winner Danny Hultzen. It's his 4th All-Star game. He has an AL best strikeout to walk ratio of 7.7. That is nearly 2.5 strikeouts better than the next closest American League starting pitcher. His 10.6 strikeouts per 9 innings is nearly 3 strikeouts more than the 7.9 he averaged per 9 innings last season. Yeah, last season when he won the Cy Young Award. Danny Hultzen is every bit as good this year as he was last season. A force, again, against American League hitters. Joining Hultzen, it's another pair of teammates, this time being the Mariners' Justin Hooper. 2.99 ERA joins Swift as just the 2nd American League starting pitcher with a sub-3 ERA at this point in the season. He's averaging 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's dominant at home, being 5-1 with a 2.44 ERA. He Ks 11.2 batters per 9 innings in home starts. Missing the All-Star game due to injury is Ryan Copeland, who tore his bicep on a July 4th start in Atlanta. Copeland ranked in the top 5 among American League starting pitchers in wins, strikeout to walk ratio, walks per 9, whip, opponent's average, and was tied for the American League lead with 2 complete games. Replacing Copeland will be the Texas Rangers' Jamie Widner. Widner is 8-3 with a 3.79 ERA. He has 110 strikeouts in 111 and 2/3 innings pitched. Rounding out the American League All-Star roster this season, we have pitchers Aroldis Chapman of the Toronto Blue Jays, Krishan Hawley of the Baltimore Orioles, Mark Lopez of the Detroit Tigers, Julian Rivera of the Minnesota Twins, Paul Erickson of the Los Angeles Angels, and Mark McCain of the Cleveland Indians. Rivera leads all American League relief pitchers in saves. Chapman has been dynamite, pitching 62 innings of relief, striking out 95, posting a sub-2 ERA. Hawley has been a workhorse in the Baltimore Orioles bullpen, a pitcher that could be on the move before the deadline if the Orioles are seeking to receive a handful of prospects, a hot commodity for a team looking to win. Lopez, the young reliever for the Detroit Tigers, has pitched very well and been a bright spot for Detroit. Paul Erickson, a staple in the Angels bullpen, 53 strikeouts, 14 walks in 36 and 2/3 inning pitched for him as of the other day. Mark McCain, a staple at the back end of the Cleveland bullpen, closing down games started by the likes of Swift and Strasburg. Rounding out the bench among position players this year in the American League, we have 2 catchers, Andres Esperanza of the Kansas City Royals and Tommy Joseph of the New York Yankees. Esperanza hitting above .320 on the season. Joseph, 18 homers, another power bat in the middle of the New York Yankees lineup. At first base, 2 longtime All-Stars, frequent visitors to the All-Star game. We have Miguel Cabrera of the Toronto Blue Jays and Gary Copeland of the Minnesota Twins. Even though this might be a down year for Gary Copeland, he still is dominant as ever. Still a force who is always on base, still hitting for power, still a batter opposing pitchers fear. At second base, a pair in Todd Kuhn of the Boston Red Sox, and Daniel Paolini of the Los Angeles Angels. Rounding out the infield, there are Taylor Sparks at third base and Manny Machado at shortstop. Sparks, a power hitter hitting in the middle of the Oakland A's lineup, a player that had been rumored to be on the trade block prior to the recent general managerial change in Oakland. It will be interesting to see what happens moving forward there. In the outfield for the American League this year, we have Roberto Torres of the Chicago White Sox, hitting well above 300, 35 stolen bases, one of the premier runners in all of baseball, getting on base, scoring a ton of runs for the resurgent Chicago White Sox. No surprise with Armando Cabanas, perhaps the best player in all of baseball. Hits for average, hits for power, scores runs, drives in runs. Another reason why the Seattle Mariners are as good as any team in all of baseball. Nomar Mazara of the Los Angeles Angels has carried a team at times that has been suffering through quite a bit of injuries, both with Caleb Coward and Mike Trout missing time earlier in the season. Mazara continues to hit for power, hitting for average, doing just about everything the Los Angeles Angels could ask of him. The final American League All-Star at this point in time will be Nick Williams, one of the highest batting averages in all of baseball, acquired in this past offseason from the Atlanta Braves. Nick Williams is getting on base left and right. Another player, this has been said quite a bit, but a key reason for his team's success so far this season. The American League All-Star final vote is continuing at this moment. One of what? Let me think this through. We have Bryce Harper, we have Julian Silver, we have Mike Trout, we have Edgardo Arredondo, and we have Nobuyoshi Koyama battling for that final spot in the American League. They will join the players that you have currently seen talked about so far today next Tuesday in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium to take on the National League. That is your look at the 2020 American League All-Stars. I'll be back here briefly to discuss the National League All-Stars. Stay tuned.